Give us a moment. Hello.
Hi.
Hey everyone.
I'd like to meet you.
Really excited to be here today. My name is Marco, working with Kelly's support group. Yeah, we have a very special guest here today. She is what I consider a self-care guru, if I must say. Social work student, Tess. Would you like to introduce yourself?
Hi guys, I'm Tess. I'm now studying social work. I'm Marco's friend, and I'm really happy to share tips with you guys.
Yeah, awesome. Dude, I'm so happy to have you here. Yesterday we had a friend, Nathaniel. Today we have you. You know, we're having like an all-star of guests here today.
But yeah, I'm happy to join you guys too.
Awesome. Okay, so Tess, I know you're studying right now. What's it been like for you? You know, being stuck at home, being quarantined. What's that like?
I mean, that's a very interesting experience, right? Because everyone in Hong Kong is so busy and we have so much to do in our life. But all of a sudden we have to be staying at home and just watching TV with our family. So it's very weird at the beginning.
Yeah.
I don't really feel used to this kind of chill,
Yeah.
relaxing
Yeah.
pace. But then I start to enjoy it more and more.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So also I think some of the viewers are just joining right now. I think we can see it from our phone. Yes. Oh, yes. We see quite a few people. So we're hoping through this IG Live, it's going to be really interactive. So feel free to just pop any questions you have. Yeah. Ask us personal questions or Tess is an expert here, a guru. So ask her any questions. I'm sure she's really happy to answer. 可以用中文都可以問問題嘅，即係有咩問題對於我哋啊，或者對於喺屋企可以做啲咩啊，都可以隨時問嘅。普通話也可以。Yes. So we're trilingual here. Ooh, yeah. Okay. And also, one other thing is we'll be giving tips to you guys who are at home. So stay tuned, and we'll just continue hearing. So Tess, you're talking about just staying at home, right?
Yeah.
So how does that make you feel? You're always at home.
Well, it actually motivates me to use a lot of methods to kill my time.
Yeah.
And I start to, develop my own self-care routine and, that kind of stuff.
Yeah. Dude, tell us more about this self-care routine. What's that? What do you do in a self-care routine?
So basically, I'm trying to plan my days with different activities. For example, I would do regular yoga at home. Sometimes I would just join some yoga class with my family.
Yeah.
And also I would do some reading time and also spiritual meditation time just to keep myself, balanced and happy at home.
Yeah. So kind of doing different things and then kind of balancing out. Yeah. So I see some new viewers who've joined. So again, feel free to ask us any questions. We'll just be giving you different tips.
緣分好正，阿緣。
緣分？好正。
You're a fan.
Okay. Yes, she's a fan.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So tell us more about this self-care or self-care routine. So I think for some viewers who are back at home, they're really interested in oh hey, how do I develop my own self-care routine, right? I want to also stay healthy while I'm stuck at home. What are some of the tips you have for that?
I mean, for me, the tip is to balance my body, mind, spirit, because I feel everyone got their own preference for different activities. As long as we balance different elements of our psychological needs, then we'll be healthy.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So you want to give an example of what do you mean by spirit, body, and mind?
Sure. First, body is very easy to understand, right?
Yeah.
So it doesn't have to be really rigorous activities, but maybe some simple exercise like yoga, what I shared before. That also help just motivate you to move your body and stretch your body instead of just lying on your couch or on your bed all day.
Yeah.
That's for the body part.
Yeah.
And for mind, I would say just keep learning new stuff. Otherwise, you will feel so dull and bored if you stay at home for too long.
Yeah.
For spirits, I practice meditation on a regular basis, and I find it quite interesting at
Okay,
first
interesting.
because it's not very, how to say, it's not something that we are used to in Hong Kong.
Absolutely.
Like to have like a quiet time or
Yeah.
like a time that you can actually just do nothing but like breathe and stay calm doing that. And I would say like if you have like different elements, and you will feel your life being more and more refreshed.
Okay. Yeah, because I know that Hong Kong people were always like really, really busy, like running around, doing like a million different things.
True.
But now like we're kind of like stuck at home. That's like kind of driving us crazy because there's not much to do. Like you're saying, it's actually a good thing that we can like kind of have time to ourselves and then like kind of process things.
That's true.
Right. Okay. Wow, that's really interesting. So like, what's one thing really interesting that you've discovered during this time? Like, oh, maybe about yourself, or like maybe about your family because you're around them all the time. Yeah. Choose one like surprising thing.
The one thing that surprised me is that we all consider ourselves busy individuals, but when we have time, we actually don't know what to do. That's an interesting like discovery, because that actually like show us maybe on our like others like daily basis we are not doing something we really like.
Okay.
Like all about like duties and stuff, so we don't really know what to do if we do not have those duties.
Yeah.
So it's like a period of time that I found very valuable to actually find what you love and do what you love.
Awesome. Yeah, we have some people who've joined also. We collect M22. I think, just again, feel free to ask any questions. 如果有啲咩問題咧，都好歡迎問我哋嘅。
Oh yeah, I saw a comment saying 啱啱搶到一盒口罩。
Yeah.
Congratulations. Yeah, that's a big achievement now.
Yeah. Have you been able to like get enough masks?
I'm okay. Yeah.
You're okay?
Yeah, pretty lucky.
You're pretty okay. Yeah. Okay, so going back to kind of like the surprising thing that you've learned, what is like, I guess, what's one other thing surprising that you've learned about yourself maybe during this time?
I mean, like what I shared with you, like all those tips, like actually are very easy to do, but I just found it like interesting that I haven't been like practicing them all the time, even if I know they're good for me.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's like, oh, well, maybe like at other time, like I am, not very, careful about my, self-care and stuff.
Okay, so maybe the first tip we'll give to everyone is take care of your body, mind, and spirit. So a balance between three different things. So body, the example was yoga, I think. But I think, would you say exercise? Would that also be a body thing?
For sure.
Yeah. So what sort of exercises would you say is like push-ups?
I think like push-up,
Yeah.
Stretch,
Awesome. Yeah. So body and then mind. So like your intellectual brain, right? So like I guess learning. That's like a good thing.
Yeah, reading,
learning. Do you have any like books you've been reading?
Not a lot actually. Like you guys can search up like maybe like meditation and stuff. Yeah, that's very good for your intellectual mind.
Yeah, I remember you were sharing about like the interesting thing about personality of like love, right? I remember that was like one really interesting thing that maybe you guys could look up at. What's it called again? Like do you want to explain?
Which one?
The personality, like the 5 different personality.
Oh.
Helen Fisher. Is it?
Oh, the Helen Fisher love test.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a very interesting test, like personality test that you guys can search it up and do and learn about yourself more. It's called Helen Fisher love test.
Yes.
So it's like actually categorize people into different like combinations of personalities. So by doing the test, you're like gonna have like a report of yourself and also how you can interact with others with better strategies. So yeah, maybe that's one of the ways that you can learn a new thing.
Yeah, I think one thing is interesting about that test, because I did that test, was that you find out like the people you're actually like attracted to, which I never realized before. I was like, oh yeah, that actually makes sense. Like looking at the people I used to like, I'm like, okay, yeah, this test like.
Do you want to share?
You want to share what sort of people I like? Oh, yeah.
I'm sure. You guys can ask him questions about
feel free to
that.
ask. So I see like a bunch of people who've joined. Welcome.
Welcome.
Feel free to just ask us any questions. We're gonna give you guys top tips. Tess here is a social worker. or going to be a social worker. And I'm just Marco. I'm working with Kelly's support group, and then we're just here to like chat and then like give you some tips. So I think one thing we talked about was about having a health balance between like body, mind, and spirit. So 3 different aspects. Yeah, and then we're just talking about the mind, and then I was saying about the personality test, right? Yes. So maybe a little, I guess I'll share a little personal story out there. Okay, not personal, but I've actually realized like girls who are like really like directive.
Oh, that's something. But yeah,
Yes.
continue.
Yeah, well,
We'll answer you later.
We'll answer your questions later. Yes. So people who are really directive, so like people who like know what they want. I'm actually like kind of attracted to them.
Wow.
Like, yeah.
Girls, stay tuned.
So I'm like, okay, I didn't realize that until I did that test. So you guys should definitely check it out. Helen Fisher test.
True. Yeah. It's very good to know about yourself and like make sense of your past experiences.
Exactly.
Yeah. You can kind of have like a framework of it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I saw a question like we want to know who Marco liked it.
Yeah.
Do you want to answer that question?
Oh no, that's your question.
Oh
like,
yeah.
Interested? How are you interested in like? We want to know who Marco liked. Oh my gosh. Certain people in the past. Not gonna name names. Yeah. Yeah. That's not good.
I feel like searching up.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah, but I think. What does Kelly do in terms of support for those who struggle with mental health? I think that's a really good question. Maybe this is something I can take up since I'm working with Kelly.
Okay.
So we actually have like a mental health team right now at Kelly. We have and this mental health team. We work with like schools like KIS, like Korean International School. But what's really exciting has been like we've partnered with Mind Hong Kong, and there's this project called Cool Minds.
Yeah.
And so this project is Cool Minds, and a lot of it's like targeting like young people in schools. So like providing them with like we do like a lot of workshops at schools and talking about like different aspects of mental health. So like you can check them out on Instagram. They're definitely there. Cool Minds Hong Kong.
Yeah.
I think they're also they also joined the live chat. So definitely check them out. They're like a really good bunch of people. We've been partnering with them, and I think like mental health is definitely like an issue. I think speaking as a psychology student and a person who like studies social work, right? That's something like we both like I think really care about.
Yeah.
And I think in Hong Kong like that's an issue that hasn't or it's still like not really talked about. Especially like
there are lots of stigmas.
there's a lot of stigmas, exactly. Yeah, like a lot of people just think like, oh, you can just like be positive and then like and then all your like problems will disappear. But it's not as simple as that.
Yeah, there are actually a lot of strategies and like studies that are linked with that. So so stay tuned.
Stay tuned for more. But kind of going back to like the top tips, right? I think one of the things we mentioned was we talked about physical. We talked about the mind and spiritual. Do you want to like dive into that? What do you mean by like spiritual? Like you gave me an great example of like meditation, like getting in touch with the spiritual side. But what does that really mean?
I mean, like it's actually linked to meaning reconstruction. Like if you think about like the situation we are having right now, like it seems to be very, very negative, right? So if we focus on like the negative part of what we are experiencing, we can be really unhappy all the time. But like the spirituality actually help us make meaning out of it. For example, what I share is, I actually found this period of time valuable because I can actually develop my own like self-care routine and also like get in touch with my friends, family more often, like despite of like boredom and stuff. So I think this is the part that we seldom dig into it, and we sometimes like focus a lot more about like our body or physical health and also like maybe psychological health getting more and more important. But like our spiritual health is also very important in terms of like well-being. So this is like the essence of the aspect.
I think there's a question about again specifically done to support mental disorder. Is it more alcohol, drug? Okay, thank you, Alana. That's a great question. So one part of Kelly is we work on drug and alcohol prevention, or drug and alcohol aspect. There's a mental health team and there's a positive youth development team. I am personally on the positive youth development team, so I work less about mental health. but we definitely do a lot of work on mental health. There's definitely workshops. Like I think there's like a workshop talking about like depression and then like mental disorders specifically. And so like that's a really key aspect of I think what we're trying to do and bring that to like local schools.
Yeah.
I think again that's been like a tough work. On Thursday I'll be bringing in a member of our mental health team. I think Medora, she's excellent. She knows a lot about this stuff. I would love for her to share more. If you have any more questions, just like feel free to ask her. I think she has a lot to talk about.
Yeah.
What brought you to? I think yes. Okay, so going back to the spiritual side, you talked about meditation. Right?
Yeah.
Yes. Do you want to go into like what meditation is? Because I think a lot of people just like think like, oh, that's like Buddhism.
Yeah.
And they're like, okay, they're kind of like it's very religious, and it's like, okay,
That's right.
do you want to like kind of deconstruct that and then like help us understand, hey, like what is like meditation?
So like meditation is actually like what you said, a religious practice long ago.
Yeah.
But actually nowadays like a lot of clinicians are using that to like help that patient to focus on like here and now, and a lot of research have done like about that, showing there is very clear evidence the practice of meditation is gonna be like beneficial for our like emotional like stability.
Exactly.
Like for example, like when you do meditation like constantly, actually your brain like the pattern like will change a little bit. And when you like kind of do it like on a very regular basis, you will actually be more and more emotionally calm. So this is how like meditation like is beneficial for our like stability. So like for like the practice, actually at the beginning I would suggest you use some like audio guides that is available online, because it's actually something we are not used to. So at the beginning you find very like weird and couldn't like focus on anything, but then when you practice more and more, it will get better.
How have you found that personally like transform or like change the way? Are you like more attentive now? Are you like less anxious about things? Like how has that been helpful?
I mean, to me, I would say like I'm more calm than like before.
Yes, you're very calm.
By the way, he got a name of Marco.
Marco, yeah, she calls me Marco.
Yeah. He likes to mock about me. Anyway, I am calm and I forgive. But yeah, to me is that like I found myself very hard to pay attention to to single thing at a time, because I usually have a lot of thoughts and ideas coming in and out, and then that's why I found like meditation at the beginning very hard to follow, because when you like focus on your breathing and stuff, actually you will find yourself having a lot of thoughts like here, like just spinning around. But then when you practice more, you can actually like automatically like focus on your breathing. So this is how I found it like, how to say, working in me and making me like calmer and calmer.
So I guess it's just like, like a muscle, or like my non-existent muscle, like
true.
as
Your
the more you
mindset
work
is
on
a
it,
muscle.
exactly, the mind's a muscle, and the more you work on it, it like, grows stronger.
Yeah.
So actually, a few of our viewers have joined, new viewers. So just to let you guys know, hey, we want this to be, so if you have any questions, feel free to ask us, or you're asking for any tips. We're just here to like talk about maybe some things you can do while you're stuck at home, and we hope we'll like entertain you guys. But feel free. So 如果有咩問題咧，中文都可以打出嚟嘅，係啊，即係唔一定話要英文都得，我哋中文都冇問題嘅，係咪 ？Tess？ 普通話也可以，yes. Okay, so going back to meditation, right? So you recommend we do like a short meditation if we're just starting off.
Yeah.
Okay.
I guess like 5 minutes would be useful already.
Yeah. Wow. Okay.
So,
Okay. Yeah. Cool. So Tess, what else have you learned during your time at home, right? Because one thing you're saying like, one of the tips is like, to train your mind. So like, what is like something that you feel like you've learned and it's really interesting and you want to share with everyone here?
Actually, I found a lot of resources in our society, like during this period of time because like everyone is sort of like free and bored at home. So I was trying to look for application and stuff, and I found something that like worth sharing. Like there's one application called ClassPass, if you have heard of it. Actually, like it provides a lot of like yoga classes or like self-care classes available in our city, and like you can actually join it for free for the first month, and that's actually very useful for me to kill time. And actually, I can join the class with my sisters. Then we can actually bond and enjoy our time together as well. So maybe that's like a suggestion for you.
So I think there's like a lot of good websites out there for learning, and a lot of them are actually like free. Yeah, believe it or not, which is like kind of
crazy.
Kind of crazy, right? Yeah, because like you would think like, oh, well, how much does my college education cost? And then now there's so much like free stuff like out there. It's insane. I think also some of the courses is like Coursera. I think some of them they offer like a lot of, there's like, that's another website you guys can look at, a lot of free stuff there. But yeah, I think like personally I've been like using Coursera to like learn coding. So yeah, like I used to be like not like kind of like afraid of coding, because like that's not something like I usually do, and it's like kind of like not the same as like psychology, right? But I've actually been able to like spend some time like coding through like these like free websites, and it's actually been like really fun. Like I made like a video game out of coding. Thank you. Made video game. What else then? Yeah, we made like a very simple website. Yeah, so like a lot of these like free like learning softwares are out there. Yeah, so if you guys have any like suggestions, you guys can also like put it on the chat. Yeah, I think that would be also really helpful for everyone. Yeah. So Tess, learning. What else would you say you've like learned, or what's something funny you've kind of like noticed while you're like stuck at home?
There are lots of stuff. Like I think for me, I found myself more intentionally chatting with my friend like through phone and like Facebook and maybe online games.
Oh my gosh, yes, oh my gosh, that is actually really great. Do you want to talk about that drawing game we've been playing?
That's funny. Actually, like Margaret and I and a bunch of friends, like we have been playing like games online together because we are so bored at home. And there's one called Gothic, and that's like a drawing game, like maybe similar to Pictionary and stuff. But like that's actually like very fun to play with, and actually it's a very useful way to connect with your friends, because they are now like staying at home and not very proactive in like meeting each other face to face, and it actually takes us more like initiative to like chat with your friend and like continue to build your relationship.
So just I think some new people have joined. So again, hi everyone. Me and Tess. I'm Marco. She's Tess. We're here just to chill with you guys. We've talked about some top tips for being stuck at home all day. So I think we talked about the mind, taking care of your body, and taking care of your spirit. So taking care of like having a balance between three things is like really helpful. And now we're talking about fun things you can do with your friends. I remember yesterday we were drawing like this this game, and then like so like the game is like you have to like draw, right? And then like you have to guess like what the drawing is. So it's kind of like Pictionary but not exactly. And then like this like I have no idea what one friend was trying. It was like ridiculous. Oh my gosh.
But you can laugh together.
It's really fun.
Have fun together.
So definitely recommend you guys. I think a lot of people are like struggling to connect with people, like who are like just out there, cause like you're so like stuck at home, and then if you're like going to school normally, then like you don't really need to like spend that extra effort and like connecting, right? Cause you're just at school, and it's so natural for you to just like get to know, like talk to people. But now like people have to like put in that extra effort. So I think like definitely online games is actually like a interesting way. It's actually and it's also a really fun way for you to connect with your friends. So that's like another top tip for you guys. You connect with your friends through games. So I think that actually that's been really fun. So what would you say is like one, I guess, useful thing that you think like, oh, you can like share with other people now that you like, like games, like, okay, there's like stuff you can read. Like what's like one useful thing you think? It's like, oh, I think this would be useful maybe for like work or like maybe for like people studying right now.
Yeah, I mean, in terms of like productivity.
Yeah, productivity.
Yeah, actually, we have to be really careful about it because when we stay at home and have like work from home.
Or studying from home.
Yeah, studying from home, it actually can be a bit like unmotivated because. Like at home you're so comfortable and I find myself very like comfortable doing nothing.
No, I feel the same way.
Yeah,
I feel the same way.
So and your like time just sleep like very easily because like staying at home just give you like the vibe of doing like nothing, having no productivity at all. But if you are someone who don't want that like that often or actually want to get some things done, I really suggest you create like a space for you to work at home. For example, maybe like a workstation. And make yourself like really more like focused on work when you're entering that zone.
Yes.
And outside of that, you can just chill and do nothing. But maybe when you're like entering that zone, that you really have to focus and make like schedule for yourself to focus on, and that's is more productive.
Yeah, I think like one thing was often like, oh, we think like we can do things on our bed. I think that's like a really bad habit of ours. Like, oh, we're on our phone, like in our bed, right? And then like, or I'm like checking my email in my bed, and that's such a bad idea,
I think so. Because like there are researches about that, like when you actually bring your work on your bed, it will affect your sleeping quality.
Yeah.
Because like your mind or body would have mixed message.
Exactly.
About like rest and work.
Yeah.
So yeah, maybe that's better to
yeah.
leave your bed and do stuff.
Yeah. And it's like I don't know what's wrong with the bed, but there's like some like magic power about the bed that makes you like just unproductive. Like literally like I think like I was telling myself before like, oh, I'm just gonna use my phone in the bed, and then like I ended up spending 30 minutes like being like super unproductive just like on my bed because of this magical power. Yeah, just scrolling, Yeah. Oh my gosh, so bad.
Sorry.
Oh my god. Yeah. So yeah, being productive, I think that's like a really good thing. So for any of the viewers out there, again, if you have any questions, anything like productivity, any tips you want us to give, feel free to just like throw it at us or like ask us any questions. 中文都得嘅，中文如果有啲咩問題或者咩 tips 咧都可以喺 comment 嗰度打出嚟就得㗎。Yep. So Tess, I think one thing you mentioned to me when we were just about to start the live stream is you're very excited to show us some yoga or talk about yoga at least.
I can show you guys some like YouTube video, but Marco can show you some postures.
No. I'm not doing the postures alone, okay? If we're doing the postures, this is a team activity, okay?
Funny. But yeah, I mean, we actually can like do some yoga when you are getting ready for work.
Yeah.
So I at the moment I'm just practicing like morning yoga for like 10 minutes every day. And it's just very easy. It doesn't have to be really, like rigorous.
Yeah, you don't have to be like using your hands and balancing on your legs. Yeah.
But yeah, I mean like we can actually have like circle posture. Like for like relaxing your shoulder and stuff.
Okay, let's do it together.
So like for example, this is like for your shoulder. So you just have to like this.
Like okay.
I heard some sound from your body.
Like pop. Yeah. Okay, you would not be surprised because like I have like the stiffest like tendons.
Yeah, because we usually ignore these kind of exercise. Yeah. And then for like 5 times, you can do like backward. And after 5 times, just do forward.
My right hand actually can't touch my shoulder.
You can't?
Yeah, because like I broke my elbow Hold.
be careful, like you don't have to force yourself to do it.
Okay.
And this is for like relaxing this part and like make yourself ready to like work and do stuff with more energy later on. So
Yeah.
this is one of them. But actually there are a lot more online and you will be surprised that there are so many free resources. So like for me, like I actually just type like yoga on YouTube and there are various, you'll be surprised, right?
And both in Chinese and English.
Yeah, there are lots, like sleeping yoga, like morning
Wait,
yoga.
sleeping yoga is that yoga when you're like
Before you
when you're in the bed?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's for someone who are lazy as me.
I feel like there's a huge trap though, like as you're doing the yoga you're just like end up sleeping, instead of like doing the yoga.
I mean, like that means you're really relaxed, right? Which
that's
is
true.
good. Yeah.
That's true.
So yeah, like before you sleep, you can spend like 5 minutes or 10 minutes on bed doing some stretching,
Okay.
and that's actually make yourself relaxed and more ready for a better sleep.
Okay.
So yeah, this is why suggest for you guys.
Oh, yeah, that's really helpful. So, is there any other moves you can want to demonstrate?
Chelsea.
Hi, Chelsea. Any other moves you want to like suggest? I'm ready for like more yoga.
There's one like this.
Oh, okay.
But actually, this is very simple stretch, and you will find your body a part of this stretch.
Oh my god. Wow. I feel like I haven't stretched for like several months. Cause it's like every time you do sports, like you're like too like lazy to stretch. You're like, I just want to like go on the court and like play basketball. But yeah, this is like actually refreshing. Wow.
It's actually very easy, right? It takes no effort. So
yeah. Other than like the risk of like breaking your bones.
I've never heard people breaking their bones by doing yoga or stretching.
Okay, sorry. Yes, you're not gonna break your bones.
You'll be the first one.
You're not gonna break your bones, but yes.
Yeah.
It's actually it's like quite. I feel like more energized now. Like like ready to like before that I was like ate a lot of lunch. Afternoon like food coma was like coming at me, and I'm like, oh okay, now I just want to like move around and do stuff. Thanks, Tess. Great tip.
Yeah, good job, Marco.
Thank you. Yeah, so I guess that's another top tip for you guys. So I guess one of the top tips was body, health, mind, self-learning, and also like yoga. So yoga, like doing it when you're still in bed, I think that's like really helpful actually for everyone. All right, thank you. So speaking of activities we can do, Tess, are you interested in learning how to juggle?
Oh my God, I'm so bad at this kind of game. Yeah. I would love to see what Marco is doing.
So, well, Tess, you don't have a choice because you're here. I'm going to give you some juggling balls. Okay, so what I have is these like Totoro pig and like a ball. So let me just show you. I can actually juggle with these things. Not very well, but I can juggle. So I'm here. So again, for viewers who are like stuck at home, like this is something you guys can do for yourself. So you don't have to like I have these like juggling balls, but you don't actually need juggling balls. You just need something round and like soft. So, for example, this pig I got from Ocean Park, or this Totoro doll, anything works. So you can literally juggle with anything. Just don't juggle with like something really expensive, like your iPhone. Okay? That's a bad idea.
Please not.
Yeah, please don't. We're not responsible for any iPhones that break.
Or stones.
Or stones, yes. Or stones, yes. Okay, so Tess, if you would go with me.
Challenge.
Okay, challenge. So first. You juggle like this, you hold two balls, right? And then you throw the right ball up first. And then once that is peak, you throw the left ball up. So the right ball lands at the left hand, left ball lands on his right hand. So kind of like this. Yeah, you're getting there, you're getting there. So you don't throw them at the same time. You throw the right, left, like that. Right, left. Yeah, you're getting the hang of it. Right, left.
Yeah. Getting there.
Oh, so also when you throw, you don't have to. You can just like throw it upwards. Like instead of using your fingers, you can just like kind of like toss it up. Yeah. So I see you like using your fingers and kind of like doing like that. Yeah. So you don't have to make the ball spin. So yeah, at Kelly we also have a program where we teach kids how to juggle.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Actually, I find it a very, very useful like technique to focus. So I think apart from building my like confidence, I can actually practice mindfulness.
Guys, you can use like mindfulness and like attention for everything.
Yeah, true.
Yes. Okay. So again, for those who are joining, you can use any object at all, honestly. So I'm just gonna practice with my pig and my doll, Totoro doll. Okay. Oh. Okay. Here, you have this one. Oh, you're getting a good hang of it. Yeah. Okay. So that's all.
Practice more.
Yeah, just practice more. I think one thing it actually really does is helps you build confidence because like actually juggling quite often is you'll like drop the ball and then like you'll make mistakes. But I think that's with like a lot of things in life, you know, like whatever like thing you do, you're trying to achieve. Often like you might fail in the beginning, and in juggling you might fail a lot in the beginning.
Yeah.
But it's actually like through these failures, you actually like learn how to juggle well. So I think a lot of it is like teaching like self-confidence. So yeah, would really like suggest you guys to try some juggling. Very fun at home. Yeah, awesome. Okay, so I think one other thing we have prepared is the chili. The chili.
I'm actually very nervous for this part.
Yeah.
It's
So
like,
we actually have like 4 different types of chili. I don't know if you can see. So we have the red chili. We have the yellow chili.
Oh yeah.
We have the green chili, and we have the orange chili. So this is chili from Mexico, and I'm very excited that we can try out these different chilies today.
Sure.
Yeah?
Challenge
Okay.
accepted.
Okay. I like your attitude, Tess. Trying new things. I like that.
Yeah.
Okay, so okay. Which one would you like to try first? The red chili, the yellow chili, the green chili, or the orange chili?
Anyone like you can like guess which one is the most like spicy and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. I would say I would go for like yellow one because it looks less spicy than this.
Really? Alright, yellow one. Okay. So we have like a bag of Doritos, you know. I remember when I went to Mexico recently over Chinese New Year, and basically it's like Doritos or like corn chips are the equivalent of like bread in Western restaurants. Like every restaurant you go to, they give you corn chips. So
Yum.
it's yummy, right? Okay, I'm just gonna pour some on your chip. I will do the same. Okay. Cheers.
Cheers.
How's it taste?
It tastes really good. It tastes flavorful.
I'm feeling like a tinge of spice. I don't know if you feel that.
Yeah. Like it's refreshing kind of spice. Like, but yeah, it's acceptable. Because I cannot handle spiciness, you know. Like I cannot even have like 淡仔.
Oh wow.
It's kind of spicy, but yeah.
Which one? Okay, we're gonna try one more.
Okay.
Yeah. We're gonna have the orange. We have the brutal. Don't hold back. Pour it all in.
Put it all in. That's what Nathaniel is suggesting.
Wow. Okay. I think we maybe not do that today, but Lots of good comments.
Yeah,
Yes.
a lot of comments.
Yeah. Okay, so which one do you want to go for? Or maybe we'll let them decide.
Which one? Oh.
The red.
Jasmine is like
all of it.
brutal. Thanks, Jasmine.
all of it.
Yeah, why not?
Okay, you know what? We're gonna try like a little bit of each. I think I'm actually kind of excited to see what happens. Cause like yesterday I tried like all of them like but separately. So like I don't know like if I try like all of them all at once.
All at once.
Like is something
How are you supposed to feel?
Is something special going to happen? Okay, I'm actually gonna try and grab a big piece of burrito.
Oh, this looks so spicy.
Okay. I'm just gonna add a little bit.
Oh my days. Oh my goodness, this is like really red.
Yeah, it's like.
Oh, I smell it.
You smell it? Okay.
Guys, this is for Marco.
Okay, let me. Which one do you want? Orange? Or we'll add a little orange. Okay. We'll mix the two for now. I think the Dorito's not big enough for too much.
Oh my goodness.
Just to see I'm not cheating, I'll also add for myself.
More.
More? Well, dude, do you want to see me die, man?
You won't.
I'm gonna have such a hard time in the bathroom. Oh my god. Okay. I guess we can try it. Okay. You ready? Alright, cheers. No. Actually, not too bad.
Yeah, actually not too bad. Just the onion.
No. Oh. Okay, I'm surprised. I thought like it would like mash together and become like a brutal cocktail of like chiliness, but no.
Yummy.
It's actually kind of enjoyable. No. Oh, hey, we have someone new joining. Hi, Desi? I don't know.
Yeah.
But hey, we're just me and Tess here. We're just gonna give like tips on what you can do at home. Yeah, so far we've talked about mind, body, spirit. Kind of balancing between that. We talked about yoga. We talked about learning new things at home. So like, there's a lot of websites out there that teach you like new skills. And yeah, so
people asking whether you can put up the link for studies.
Oh yeah.
Like your suggestions and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, stay tuned. They will.
We will post some links up there at the end of this. And also one other thing is, yeah, if you have any like questions, feel free to ask us. If you have any tips, I studied psychology, tested social work.
Yeah.
So we're like, we won't call ourselves experts, but we're like kind of like gurus in this like field of study.
Yeah, we're actually interested in this study.
So like how to take care of yourself at home, anything about mental health, we're happy to answer. 如果有咩問題咧，關於有啲 tips 啊，或者關於心理學或者關於社工，
like 可能一啲照顧自己嘅 tips 啊，
我哋都好歡迎歡迎你問我哋，你喺打 comment 就得㗎，係啊 ，OK。
Guru Ren. Marco. Thanks, Guru Ren.
No, I think Guru Tess or like terrific Tess. You know, I think that sounds like. Okay, I'm gonna call you terrific Tess from now on. Terrific Tess. Yes.
Guru Ren.
Yeah. Okay, so I think one kind of we're getting to I guess Guru Ren. Yeah. What kind of things would you, what's like your take-home message, you know, for people out there right now? Like, what is like one thing you want to say to them, like, oh, what you think would be helpful for them? What would you tell them?
In short of what we have talked about, I think like it's a time when we all found very difficult and uneasy about. Still, we can do a lot of stuff to make ourselves positive and happy. Just need like the right methods. So really encourage you guys to explore yourself more and learn about yourself and make like the best out of this period of time.
Yeah, because I think like a lot of, it's very easy to fall into like the negative kind of thinking like, oh, this like sucks. And like honestly, like this like virus thing has also impacted us a lot because like it's hard for us to like, you know, go to schools and stuff, and like I really want to like work with like young people and like talk to you guys. It's just like really difficult now.
Yeah.
But I also like try and look at it in a more like different way, like, oh, maybe I can think like, okay, this is also like a great chance for us to try out new stuff, like online classes, or even like Instagram Live, you know.
Yeah, Marco figure out like all the technical stuff on his own, being like a guru.
Okay, the tech guru, yes.
The tech guru.
Yeah, but yeah, honestly, it's like honestly really exciting for us to like just try out different things. Like I've never done Instagram Live before, but I think this is great, and I think you guys can just try out different things, you know, that you might have thought about, but like never had the time to, and now is the time to do that, right?
Exactly.
Yeah, like, okay, maybe speaking about that, what's one thing like, okay, you realize like, oh yeah, I actually have the time for, but like you didn't realize before?
That's an interesting question. Actually, I'm learning like watercolor painting on my own.
Oh, that's
because before like, I didn't have any time for that, and I'm not like a artistic person, and I was like, it's not something for me. But like a friend suggested to me, was telling me, oh, it's actually very therapeutic, and like the product would be very beautiful, making you feel happy. So I'm like practicing on my own, just enjoy it without any pressure, because I'm not like going to be an artist. But yeah, this is some like little and new stuff that I have been doing.
Do you have anything you wanna show us maybe?
I'm not like showing, but like I wanna tell you guys like on YouTube actually there are lots of tutorials and stuff, and for free, and you just can click and join any group and learn it yourself.
Yeah. Why do you say it's therapeutic? Like how have you seen that help you?
I mean, actually like there are lots of ways to do meditation, and like drawing is one of those types. So when we think about like meditation, we always think, oh, maybe like only the breathing exercise and like those like this kind of stuff.
Yes,
like that. But actually if you want to practice meditation, you can do like drawing, like calligraphy and all those like artistic stuff. And because I'm a Christian, so I love to like do my devotion with different types. For example, like listening to songs that I really like and analyzing the lyrics and that kind of stuff also can be counted as like mindfulness practice. So this is one of the ways I'm doing.
Yeah, it's like interesting. A lot of things you don't realize, but it's actually like really therapeutic. So I guess one of the top tips from Tess is pick up a skill, but maybe like painting. I think that's like one of the interesting things. I think for me, I found that like writing has actually been really therapeutic, which is like really weird because like I didn't really like writing when I was in school. You know, it's like another essay. It's like, okay, please like stop with the essays, especially like English or Chinese, right? But like I actually enjoy like vlogging, like writing vlogs. Just that it just can be anything. You can like write about yourself, like, or write about that interesting thing you're seeing, or you can write about what's going on right now.
Or just write about your emotions and things that you want to be grateful for.
Yeah.
And that's actually like scientifically proven, which is like healthy and good for your health.
Absolutely, yeah. So I mean, like recently, I've had trouble like finding toilet paper. I mean, this is actual like a real like deal, right?
Real fear.
A real fear. Like, okay, what do I do when I run out of toilet paper? Like, do I go to the mall and use the toilet? Like
It's funny.
Okay, and then thankfully, like my brother like managed to like procure like toilet paper from somewhere. So like that was never an issue, but like that was actually like a legitimate fear in my heart, right?
Yeah.
But like that could be something you'd talk about, right?
True.
Yeah. So like just any random thing that you find interesting, yeah. You don't even have to like post it online.
Yeah, you just have to keep it yourself.
You can just keep it for yourself. Like in the past, whenever like I remember like there was like this relationship that didn't end well. I remember just like
you guys can ask about it more later.
Yeah, I remember just like feeling like really bad, and then but like I just like put everything in a blog, and then just like obviously like no one else like read it. It's just me. But it's like it really helped me like process it, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So like yeah, blogging, I think that would be like a really helpful tip for everyone who's like, who maybe like you don't like talking to other people as much, but like you like writing. I think that's great. Yeah. So blogging. Some websites I think are really good. For example, some websites which are really good are like WordPress. I think that's like a great blogging site. Medium, another really good blogging site. You can also read other people's blogs.
Sure.
Yeah. And I think actually like reading, something we talked about yesterday as well, reading other people's work, actually like I think has been very helpful.
Yeah.
Because like often like we're often doing like so many different things day to day that we forget like to like look from like different perspectives.
Sure.
And I think having like more time on our hands now, like reading has actually been like really beneficial for me. So like like sometimes you have like these books on your bookshelf. You tell yourself like, I'm gonna read that book
when I have time.
When I have time, and then you never have time. But now you actually have time.
Yeah.
So it's time to like dig up those old books, from your bookshelf that are like probably are not intimidating, but like have been collecting dust for a while on top. Yeah. Yeah. Well, speaking of books, have you like read any books recently?
Recently, there are a lot actually. Like that's the one that you shared with me about deep work.
Oh yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And I've been like starting to like read about it and learning another like perspective about like attention. So do you want to like talk a bit
about deep work? Yeah. So it's this really interesting book I've read called Deep Work by Cal Newport, and basically it talks about in this world where we have like, for example, Instagram, as good as it may be, or like Facebook, WhatsApp, it's like we're always like constantly connected to everything. So like we constantly like get these like information like notifications that someone liked your post, or someone like shared your post, or like you get like a WhatsApp message from your parents, for example, and like it's impossible for you to concentrate on one thing because like you just keep like going back to it, or like maybe you have to check your email all the time. So like it's actually like this book tells us like we actually need to like focus. It's best like to turn off these like devices, or to only check them like schedulely. So maybe like every 2 hours check them, but like not check them constantly, because what happens is when we like shift our attention from like, let's say like this essay I'm writing to like, oh, my phone, and then back to the essay, it takes like 10 minutes to actually like for us to like focus on the essay again.
Yeah.
Because like our mind cannot like change our attention too easily. So the book is saying like, one of the ideas is like, okay, try and like schedule things which aren't as important but seem like really urgent.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what sort of insights have you gotten from it so far?
I mean, it actually motivated me to forsake those like social media because like, I found myself quite hard to focus on one particular thing. I would be bored at it, and I think like it's very important to actually find your own like pattern. Like for sure those like guru and like scientists and like those experts saying have their own values. I think it's also important to find out what works best for you. So for me, maybe now like when I like read those books and figure out my own pattern, I would like balance. Maybe I like allocate time for this and then this and then this. But like in between, I like rather like do some like exercise or things for me to relax. So instead of just like checking like Facebook and Instagram.
Yeah. I think for some of our new people who just joined, we're just talking about different tips. But I think that's a big summary, kind of like the different tips we've talked about. We've talked about a lot about like, exercising, about taking care of your mind, your spirit, just like kind of balancing different areas, like learning new things, yoga. But I think like in the end, it's like, just do what works for you, right? Like what works for me or works for Tess might be very different. We're like very different people. Yeah. So like just try out different things that work for you. So maybe for you, you prefer like yoga, I probably would suck at yoga, I would say, due to like how inflexible I am. Yeah.
Yeah, maybe you can do like board game
I can do blogging, or I can write my own blog.
Yeah.
Just like try out different
Try
things.
different things.
Exactly. I think that's like kind of like the message, right? We're trying to like bring to you guys, which is like we're giving like these like great tips, but honestly, like what works for you works best. We're just giving you ideas, right? So you guys can like take them, try them. If you do juggle, do not like juggle your iPhone. Please don't. Yeah. Or juggle an apple, because like if it falls on the ground, it will bruise, and then you have to eat it afterwards.
Yeah.
No one likes to eat bruised apples. Yeah.
When you say like bruised apple, I was like apple, iPhone.
Oh, you were thinking about iPhone. Yes. Sorry, no, I was talking about like an actual apple.
Actual apple.
Yeah. Do you actually like bruised apples? Is that what you're saying?
I'm not a fan of that, but yeah. Yeah, just like figure out your own way, and just hope to like give you guys some like inspiration on what we're doing for our like killing time methods.
Yeah, we're gonna end like in around 5 minutes. It was like a pleasure, honestly, listening to you guys. Listening to. Hope you guys enjoyed listening to us. But it's really fun, like just like interacting with you guys. If you guys have any like last questions, like last minute burning questions, you wanted to wait till the end. Now is the time to ask any questions. Like you can ask like Tess, like even personal questions. Like,
Marco hasn't answered any of those.
Or like, Tess is like, what do you like, or what is your ideal first date?
Oh my
Any question is acceptable.
Yeah, for sure.
For sure. But yeah, thanks Tess. I think you've been like I really enjoy like your intellectual like your curiosity to like learn new things, and I think that's all something we can all learn from. Like you love to read, you love to like go on YouTube and like learn about new things. You're like learning like going to different websites, like learning new skills. I think that's like an inspiration for us all. Like honestly, like I'm like super like happy. Wow, like I'm like amazed you're like learning all these things. Like, cause like I think it's just very easy for us to like be like defeated by what's going on, and like just like feel like there's nothing we can do. But there's actually a lot of things we can do. Yeah. Alright, so I don't think there's any more questions, but it has been a pleasure, everyone. We're going to be streaming every day at 4 p.m. Tomorrow we might have a comedian Vivek join, so stay tuned for that. On Thursday we're going to have Medora from Kelly's support group. We're doing like a cooking kind of tutorial together. So I'm really excited about that. And on Friday, I have a friend, Julian. He's gonna play the guitar, and then we might sing a few songs together. So yeah, excited for that. So thanks everyone. We'll see you soon. Bye guys.